I came here in 1984 for taking my board. This is not the same. I remember. Yes, you got the ball now, right? You know. Corps of Engineers transport this rock from up north. They bring it down in March, put them
bedrock on these man-made levees down here. It's used as a three-quarter foundation. It's called riprap. See this rock on the man-made levees from the group. This is bedrock. They fold out like a bridge, right down onto the dock. The big 18-wheeler trucks, the forklifts, can drive right out of the stern of these big ships, unloading big containers, tanks, and jeeps, food supplies, medical supplies. Whatever they need to take overseas, they can run these big ships here in just a couple days. Now these ships are very fast. They're powered by steam turbines. These big ships here, those are hull vents you see on there. Vents the hull. Everything is done back here at the stern. These ramps hold right out on the dock. Across the river to the right, the repair yard over there. Upright repair yard. See that big vessel over there? It looks like a refinery. Big ocean-going vessel undergoing some repair work right now. It's like a moving oil refinery. So if you take a turn here to the left, go through the locks back here near the St. Paul Bridge. The industrial locks enable vessels to be lowered from higher elevations on the Mississippi River to the lower levels of Lake Pontchartrain, which is at sea level. So this continues on east over to Lake Pontchartrain, down the coast of Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. That's the intercoastal there we just passed. Now these boats over here, you see up against the bank here, they're waiting on the locks here. These are empty chemical barges. Captain's waiting for the locks. Just pushed up against the bank there.
I was looking at her when I got it in my hand.
That's the lower ninth ward. You see that back there. Here are the trains back there to get out. There's a big breach at the left. I saw it on TV a lot. For 14 feet of water pouring down the levee to one side here into the lower ninth ward of New Orleans. Those houses back there, they cut down here for breaches. They were knocked down by their foundations. Total devastation took place here. It was 20 years ago. Hurricane hit last summer. This top deck west of the...
Just terrible.
Back in the was fought over here to our left on the 8th day of January, 1815. It was the last battle of the War of 1812. It was also the last battle ever fought between England and the United States. Now the famous part, John Lafitte, his brother Pierre, Dominique, pirates from the swamps of Louisiana, Barataria Bay. Lafitte, Louisiana, named after the famous part, John Lafitte. Now John Lafitte, the famous part, teamed up to the left over there with the famous General Andrew Jackson, back by the Rodriguez Canal. He dug it along the bank back there with a handful of Kentucky long rifles, Tennessee volunteers, Choctaw Indians, and John Lafitte's pirates defeated the British in the Battle of New Orleans. The British came out of the swamps down to the left over there, where you see that big smokestack sticking up. They marched across this field here to the left. Back in those days when the treaty was signed and built, neither side knew the war was over. Time the information got over here was almost 2 weeks too late. The battle had already taken place. So there was a lot of innocent lives that were lost in the Battle of New Orleans because of the way communications traveled back in those days. The British, they reported over 2,000 casualties, while the Americans reported only 13. The Americans claimed the Louisiana territories was preserved. Cheyenne National Park to the left here, the Battle of New Orleans took place. Right now we got the wheel going to start, come back around here, and we're going to start heading back up the river back towards the city. On down the river, the Gulf, about 100 miles on downstream. We're turning around now, getting ready to back around here and head back up to Mississippi.
decks, you're welcome to come inside and join us. So the last tune is called Fidgety Feet. Goes back over 100 years to the original Dixieland Jazz Band from right here in New Orleans. They made some of the first jazz records back in 1917, and that's one of the tunes they played and recorded. We'll continue with a lot more music. We got a good old one from the great Louis Armstrong. When you smile, the whole world smiles.
Hey William, when you gonna come ride on my boat?
Be the boss. Right here, because he's the boss lady.
For the steamboat Natchez have 100-year-old steam engines that turn through paddle. So the steamboat Natchez is the last steamboat on the Mississippi. And she's undergoing a little layup work coming up here in the next couple months. But she is a real steamboat, powered by steam engines, 1925 equipment that turns the big Natchez paddle wheel. Diesel.
That's what heats up the water in the boilers that makes the steam, diesel. So you'll see the Natchez across the river there coming up. Real steam stern boiler steamboat. Now the building to our left here with the clock on it, that's the old Algiers courthouse. And the ferry boat up here coming up crosses back over to the right to Canal Street every 15 minutes. So we're going to head up to the bridges up there, the Twin Bridges, Crescent City Connection. These are two of the world's great bridges. Each bridge has one bridge pier in the water, and their main span are amongst the 10 longest cantilever-type bridge spans in the world. Now they have a span clearance between each support, 1,575 feet. From the bottom of those bridges down to the surface of the Mississippi, they have 160 feet of clearance for those ships to go underneath those bridges. 160 feet. The downriver bridge we're looking at, the newer one out of the two, completed back in 1988 at a cost of $500 million. The second bridge, the older one out of the two, built back in 1958 at a cost of $65 million. These are twin bridges. Now both of these bridges are carrying over 190,000 vehicles across them each day. There's the beautiful French Quarter, straight over to the right, and the cathedral back here.